Texas Money Queen, being a stand-in was just the start of my side hustle's Texas, USA adaptation. The summer sun blazed fiercely over Houston, but the ballroom of the San Jacinto Hotel was icy cold with air conditioning. I stood at the end of the red carpet, the hem of my white wedding dress soaked with sweat from my palms. Grayson Carter's grip on my wrist was so tight it hurt, his knuckles white, his ice blue eyes sharp as shards of a Texas winter, sweeping over my dress. His voice was cold enough to freeze the air. "She's back. You can get out now." Gasps rippled through the guests. Some whispered in thick Texas drawls, others sipped ice-sweet tea with looks of anticipation, waiting to watch me, the stand-in, make a humiliating exit. After all, everyone knew Grayson Carter, heir to Houston's oil tycoon family, only had eyes for his white moonlight, Eva Lane. But I cleared my throat into the microphone, then reached back to yank off my heavy veil and slip out of the wedding dress overlay. Underneath was a sleek black denim shirt and leather pants, making me look sharp and bold, like a true Texas cowgirl. "Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for your patience." I held up the mic, my voice booming through the speakers with that distinct Texas warmth. "I'm Beth Cole, today's top MC. Let's give a huge round of applause to Mr. Carter and Ms. Lane. May they live happily ever after." Grayson's face froze instantly, his eyes wide in shock, as if he couldn't believe what he'd heard. Eva, in his arms, also widened her eyes slightly, a flicker of surprise crossing her perfectly shaped brows, clearly not expecting this twist. The guests erupted into chaos. Those who'd pitied me, looked down on me, or waited for a joke were now all stunned, their murmurs louder than a Houston hurricane warning. I thought she was the Carter family's soon-to-be daughter-in-law. When did she become the MC? Wow, this stand-in is way too dedicated. Does she even have a side hustle as an MC? Mr. Carter's face is darker than a burnt Texas steak, huh? Ignoring Grayson's murderous glare behind me, I guided the event professionally, from toasts to the country music dance segment, every step timed perfectly. But inside I sneered, "A stand-in? Please." It was just the laziest of my 99 side hustles. Today, I'd borrowed this wedding dress to earn MC fees and score a free Texas barbecue feast. Total win-win. Halfway through the event, I slipped away when no one was looking. Night wind whipped across Houston's highway as I roared down the road on my used Harley-Davidson. In the cooler on the back seat were freshly made Texas smoked sausages, my next side hustle, food delivery, specializing in handmade meals for bars. The front desk at the Red River Valley bar took the 3 large bags of food from me, already used to this routine. "Beth, you're always so efficient. The private room inside has been asking for this, they want it with whiskey." I nodded, then, when no one was watching, quickly stripped off my grease-stained denim jacket to reveal a flowy white lace dress underneath. I pulled out lip gloss from my bag to touch up my makeup, instantly transforming into a delicate, innocent little white flower. I hurried upstairs in tiny steps and pushed open the door to the innermost private room, like I'd done 100 times before. "Grayson, I brought you hangover medicine," I said timidly, my eyes locking onto Grayson, whose face was stormy in the corner. The noise in the private room died out instantly. A group of wealthy Texas heirs leered at me with ill intent, and one of them joked in a teasing tone, "Whoa, Grayson, haven't seen you in a few days, and your alcohol tolerance has gone downhill that fast. You even need a pretty little thing to bring you hangover meds." Amidst the laughter, Grayson's face turned pitch black. His tone was as disdainful as if he were shooing flies off a ranch. "Beth Cole, how many times have I told you? You're just a stand-in. Stay in your lane and stop clinging to me." I immediately covered my face, sneaking a tiny eye drop bottle from my palm, and dabbing 2 drops into each eye. When I looked up again, my eyes were red, my voice trembling with tears. "Grayson, the doctor said your stomach is bad, you need to drink less whiskey." Wait, why was this eye drop so stinging? I forced myself not to blink, keeping up the act. After all, I'd learned this from Houston's theater scene. I wasn't about to mess it up now. Grayson looked disgusted by my affection. He opened his briefcase, pulled out a stack of cash, and threw it at me. "You talk so much, you just want money, don't you? The bills scattered across the floor. Inside, I was overjoyed, but on the surface, I struggled to look like I was about to cry. No. I don't want your money. Humph, Grayson scoffed, pulling a black card from his pocket and tossing it at my face. Is an American Express black card enough? Get out. I reacted fast, tilting my head slightly. The card seemed to fall to the floor, but in reality, it slipped neatly into the shaft of my cowboy boot. Then I'll leave, I said, enduring the cold stares of everyone in the room as I backed out, satisfied. As soon as the door closed, I rushed into the nearby bathroom, changed into a janitor's uniform in seconds, put on a hat and mask, and grabbed a mop and trash can from the corner. Even small profits mattered, and I wasn't about to let that stack of cash go. When I walked back into the private room, no one noticed the janitor. I pretended to mop casually, inching toward the scattered bills. Just as I was sweeping the money into the trash can, a freezing cold voice cut through the air, "Turn around." It was Grayson. My heart skipped a beat. I pretended not to hear, speeding up to escape. A hand suddenly grabbed my wrist. Grayson's tone was impatient. I said, "Turn around, didn't you hear me? Take off the mask." Crap, did this guy recognize me? I tore off the mask without hesitation, revealing the thick fake beard and exaggeratedly drawn bushy eyebrows I'd painted on. I lowered my voice to a deep Texas drawl. "Oh my God. Mr. Carter, what do you want with me?" This was my signature trick as a Houston beauty blogger. Cross-dressing as a man was nothing, dressing as a rough guy was where it was at. Especially a Texas rough guy's look, it came with a "don't mess with me" vibe. Sure enough, Grayson was shocked by my rugged appearance, letting go of my wrist on instinct. I seized the moment, taking control. I grabbed his arm, wriggling against him dramatically, while breathing heavily on his cheek, my breath still carrying the spiciness of Texas chili cheese nachos I'd eaten earlier. I used a cheesy, breathy voice. I knew Mr. Carter liked guys like me. "Don't worry, sir, I'm great at riding bulls. I've had a crush on you for so long." Grayson's expression went from shock to terror. He covered his nose, scrambling away. "You're crazy. You're a lunatic. Master hit me. I love it when you're rough with me." I clung to his leg, crawling on the floor and yelling, "Mr. Carter's waist is sturdier than the fences on a Texas ranch. I love it so much, man." Everyone in the room was stunned, their mouths hanging open as they watched the absurd scene, forgetting the whiskey glasses in their hands. Grayson's face twisted in horror. He screamed, "Security! Where's security?" Seeing security rushing in, I knew when to stop. I stuffed the cash from the trash can into my jacket, used the mop for support, slid across the floor to the door, then used the rodeo skills I'd learned at the Austin Rodeo to jump over the second-floor railing onto the stairs. In a flash, I ducked back into the women's bathroom. After washing off my makeup and changing into a security guard uniform, I stepped out, only to run into Tom, a fellow security guard on patrol. "Beth, some pervert attacked Mr. Carter just now. He ordered us to catch him," said he. Ran this way, toward the bathroom. I feigned surprise. "Oh no. Poor Mr. Carter. Come on, let's go chase him." Inside, I snickered, "Try catching me. I'd like to see you try." I'd trained in Texas horseback riding, after all. I could run faster than a ranch horse. I'd been stuck in this book for half a year. The original character was a naive, white flower, female lead who'd endured Grayson's abuse for 999 chapters, only to stupidly forgive him in the end. But I was different. My heart was made of dollars. I never did losing deals. Stand-in, MC, food delivery driver, beauty blogger, janitor, security guard, bull rider. Each of my 99 side hustles was for making money. In a city like Houston, where opportunities were everywhere, not making money would be a waste of the sunshine. That night, back at my rented apartment, I ate Texas grilled corn while soaking my feet. Suddenly, the door was kicked open. Grayson stood in the doorway, his face stormy, like a Texas cowboy out for revenge. "Beth Cole, why are you so relaxed? You even have the nerve to soak your feet." He stared at my feet, his Adam's apple bobbing, his tone annoyed. I thought for a second, then replied seriously, probably because I just finished a delivery run, my feet got covered in ranch mud. Soaking them kills bacteria. You know Texas dirt, it's full of germs. Grayson was clearly stunned, speechless. After a second of silence, he suddenly shouted, "Do you know what I went through today? I paid you to be my stand-in, but you don't care about me at all." Wow, was he having a tantrum? I finished the last bite of corn, about to stand up, when Grayson lunged at me, grabbed my head, and tried to kiss me forcefully. Instinctively, I raised my hands and slapped him, hard, twice. Slap. Slap. Grayson was stunned, his eyes red with rage as he raised his hand to hit back. I slipped on my slippers and sprinted away at top speed. After all, I'd worked part-time as an Austin track coach. I still had that agility. You dare run. Grayson grabbed his cowboy hat from the table and threw it at me. I caught it easily, while keeping a Texas mug balanced steadily on my head. I raised an eyebrow at him. How's that, Mr. Carter? Wanna try again? I could even catch a steak knife if you threw it. Grayson's eyes widened. Furious, he grabbed a cactus from the floor and hurled it at me. I darted forward, bent over and clutched my stomach, pretending to be in pain. Mr. Carter, I suggest you leave now. Honestly, this is me being kind. Otherwise, someone's gonna get hurt tonight. I just ate extra spicy Texas chili. I get really gassy. Grayson scoffed, slinging me over his shoulder. We can talk more once we're in bed. I bit my lip, unable to hold back any longer. Centered on my butt, a series of loud farts exploded, layer upon layer, enveloping Grayson's face. After I was done, I sighed in relief. Actually, I just really needed to fart. You know how powerful Texas chili is. Grayson was caught off guard. His nose twitched, and his face instantly turned purple. His eyes glazed over, clearly, his soul had been shattered. No. That's not fair. Those were his last words before passing out. To prevent him from taking revenge when he woke up, I fed him a few sleeping pills. Early the next morning, I headed to Houston Airport. It was Eva's return date. As a newly minted Hollywood A-lister, she was at the peak of her fame. And me? I'd already become her top fan club leader. Not many fans had shown up to greet her. I'd planned to take a few photos to post on social media for more followers, but the second I saw Eva, I was stunned. That perfect side profile, sharp jawline, flawless body proportions. No wonder she was his white moonlight. Seeing Eva about to be escorted away by bodyguards, I panicked and rushed over, shouting as I ran. When I was little, my boots always broke. Mom signed me up for a class. The horseback riding teacher asked who kept breaking their boots. I stood up first and said, me. My boots keep breaking. A silly, rhyming phrase to get her attention. Sure enough, Eva stopped and turned around. I ran up to her, about to pull out an autograph book, when her intense, wolf-like gaze made my hair stand on end. I'm your fan, but I don't support inappropriate relationships. I mumbled quietly. Oh? Eva chuckled, a clear, familiar sound. It was the same as the wealthy woman, Texas Blue Rose, who'd paid me a fortune to chat with her on voice calls a few days earlier. I cleared my throat, cautiously giving the code. Today I found a blonde hair on myself. I looked it up. It's because I'm lacking vitamin D. Texas sun is too strong. Lucky it's not you I'm lacking, my only one. Eva finished the line, a smile in her eyes. So she was that rich woman. I was about to shout her username when she covered my mouth. Don't say it out loud, she whispered in my ear. Her breath made my ears burn instantly. In the distance, a heartbroken voice shouted, "What are you two doing?" I turned around. Grayson had arrived at some point, his face uglier than an Austin dust storm. He glared at me angrily. Beth Cole, your way of getting back at me is to seduce Eva. My brain raced. I pushed Eva away, pointed at her face, and accused Grayson with tears in my eyes. is this the girl in the photo in your wallet? Then what about me? What am I to you? Grayson froze, then a look of realization crossed his face. He looked down at me condescendingly. Remember your place. You're just a stand-in. With that, he turned to Eva, his tone softening instantly. Long time no see. Long time no see, Grayson, Eva replied politely, shaking his hand. Suddenly, Grayson pulled me aside, a sneer on his lips. Come shopping with Eva and me at the Texas Mall. For every item she buys, I'll give you $10,000. I was about to refuse when he added, what? Is the gold digger not satisfied? Then $100,000 per item, happy now? $100,000 per item. I immediately put on a fawning smile. So generous of you, Mr. Carter. I'll make sure Ms. Lane has a great time. I know Houston's luxury stores like the back of my hand. I used to be the top salesperson at Texas department store. As a former top luxury salesperson, I took Eva straight to the perfume counter at Houston Mall, introducing products professionally. This perfume has top notes of Texas orange blossom, fresh and elegant, perfect for your temperament, Ms. Lane. This one's woody, with the warmth of a ranch, super distinctive. Eva seemed to love my pitch. She bought every perfume I recommended. Soon, Grayson's hands were full of bags, his face darker than a burnt Texas steak. He pulled me aside, about to lose his temper, when I instantly put on a helpless, innocent look. Grayson, as long as you and Ms. Lane are happy, I'm satisfied. I'd even be willing to take care of her for you. Grayson's anger vanished instantly. He gave me a deep look and pulled out his phone to transfer money. A notification pinged on my phone. $2 million had arrived. Watching him walk away, I grinned to myself. Who cared about being a stand-in? As long as there was money to be made. Just then, my phone rang. It was Grace Carter, Grayson's half-sister, the villainous female supporting character in the original book, and my sugar daddy. Besides being Grayson's stand-in, another of my side hustles was being her spy, planted by her side to keep an eye on Grayson. Got time this afternoon? Go on a blind date for me. I'll pay you $100,000. Grace's voice was lazy and seductive, with the arrogance of a Texas elite. I yawned. I'll pass. $200,000. Ms. Carter, sorry, bad signal just now. I sat up straight instantly. A blind date? I'll get it done. By the way, Grayson's been so busy chasing Eva, he's barely managing the family oil company. I've compiled all the info you wanted. He's embezzling company funds to buy Eva a private jet, and he invested in a Western movie that's definitely gonna flop. After hanging up, I stared at my growing bank balance, a smile spreading across my face. 99 side hustles were just the start. In this messy, dramatic world, I was gonna work with my own two hands to earn enough money for retirement. As for Grayson and his white moonlight, let whoever wanted to play their drama, just don't get in my way.